Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the She's Next Level podcast. I am so happy to have you guys here, and I'm really excited to talk about this topic because this has been a topic that's been on my mind lately. It's been very relevant, but also like something that I have been working on since 2020. Okay. It's been a long motherfucking journey. And I feel like I'm finally having such an aha moment, at least a aspect, a part of an aha moment of fully understanding this at some capacity. And I am excited to share that wisdom with you guys. And also, before we get started, I just want to let everybody know that I am now offering one-on-one sessions. I am actually looking for two people that would love to have like a free session exchange for a video testimonial. I am testing out a new framework to help women with their hair goals and their hair health, as well as reducing and managing stress. This is something that I feel like everyone can use. And really, in my world, we're all about looking hotter, feeling healthier, and being happier. And so, if that is something that you want to do, then the link to apply for a one on one session, again, I'm accepting two spots for free, and it's going to be first come, first serve basis. If you want to apply for that, then the link is going to be in the description box below. So, be sure to check that out. But without further ado, let's get started. So, I was reading a book, and I've actually got this from my mentor as well, which is like a great reminder. Sometimes the shit that you learn, it comes back around in full circle of like, I know this, but have I embodied it? Am I like actually having my aha moment? But I was reading this book, and it was talking, it's all around like wholeness. That's been the big era for myself this year. And I really do feel like that's the essence and the key of like really coming home to yourself and really living a happier life. But she was talking a lot around like the concept of, in order for you to be more in your feminine energy, you need to cultivate your inner masculine. Like, you need to cultivate and harness your inner masculine to allow your feminine to feel safe, to be more in your feminine. And so it's really interesting because I feel like in my journey since 2020. I had a spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul, and I started my feminine energy era in 2020. And I feel like I was so focused on feminine energy of like wanting to become more feminine and like really just focusing on feminine energy and what is that? What does it look like? And that's perfect. I feel like all of us has probably been there whenever you're like having this wake up call of like, hey, I don't want to operate in my masculine energy anymore, or I don't want to keep pushing and pushing and actually want to be able to feel safe in the receiving energy. And like trusting myself, which is your intuition, like in the beingness and essence of who you are, and feeling worthy and feeling special, unique. Like all of this creates your feminine energy, right? Your authenticity, being safe to be your authentic self is what creates the essence of your feminine energy. So I was so focused on that. And there's a lot of content out there that like really dives into this stuff. And not much, I feel like, in my opinion, that talks more about like how you actually need to harness more of your masculine energy and like cultivate that and build a solid relationship with your masculine, your inner masculine, in order to be in more in your feminine. And here's the thing, if you are new to polarity, like we both have a feminine and a masculine energy within us, and so do men. It's just that women are more like in their feminine naturally, like that's just in their energetic makeup and who they are. And then men are more in their masculine. But even for men, I mean, if they don't develop their feminine, they're not going to be happy in what they're pursuing in their life. And like, they're not going to be trusting themselves as much. They're not going to be the man, right, that we want them to be. And so for us, it's more about like us cultivating that masculine energy within us so that we can protect ourselves, we can be rooted to ourselves, we can stop people pleasing, we can stop all of these like wounded things that we do that comes from just wounds that stem from trauma, right? It's not fully who we are, but we can stop doing these things that are preventing us from actually living a more healthier and fulfilling life. We can provide that structure and that stability and that strength within us by cultivating more of our masculine energy so that it can hold our feminine, it can hold our emotions, it can hold all of the desires and sometimes like the wild chaos that be happening, right? Like the feminine is wild, she is powerful, she is being, she's in the essence of being, right? And so it can hold that and we can get to our goals better. We can lead ourselves, we can become more of the authority of our lives, we can protect ourselves, we can really be in our power. Because when we don't have that internal masculine developed within us, we give our power away. And it's so interesting too because like I have been very much in my masculine energy majority of my life, but it was coming from a wounded place. Like it was coming from a place of me not feeling like I was worthy and deserving of having anything that I fucking wanted unless I worked for it, unless I proved myself that I was worthy and deserving of having it. And I know that so many of you guys have probably felt the same way. And it's so interesting because like I remember, and this happens a lot, that like anytime you start learning more about like the feminine energy world and like being more in your feminine, I found myself like actually not wanting to be my masculine anymore because I realized like, wow, this is better. Like this sounds more like me. Like this is more of what I want. Like I want a more softer life, a softer and efficient life. But the thing is that we need both. You need both to manifest. I want you guys to think of the feminine as the subconscious mind, okay? The feminine is what creates majority of your reality. The desire is created within you, and the feminine is what creates that desire. Like without the feminine, there would be no joy. There would be no like passion. There would be no reason for being, right? There would be no reason why you're doing the thing that you're doing if there wasn't a desire behind it. Like everything we do is from that place of desire, at least for the most part. Because then your emotions can sometimes fuck you, but that's another topic for another day. And from that desire is where you take action, right? It's from that desire where the masculine comes in and it now has instructions. It now has something that it wants to manifest and create into reality. And so the feminine is the energetics, okay? And then the masculine, which is the physical reality, it's physical stuff. The masculine births it, creates it into reality. So I want you guys to think of it this way. And at the end of the day, you can be doing all the energetics. And I've done this before, so I'm here to testify. You can do all the energetics, right? Being your feminine, do all the energetics and whatever. But until you take action, bitch, until you take action, you're not going to get anywhere. Until you solidify that internal masculine, your feminine is not going to thrive. Your feminine is not going to feel safe to manifest it, to birth it, to create it. She's not going to feel supported. So you need both. And this is why I had such an aha moment because I was like, wow, like I have not really been respecting my masculine energy, my internal masculine energy, the way that I know that I got that shit. We all got it. We all got it on lock, right? And it's beautiful that we all went on this journey. If you found yourself like doing the same thing, it's beautiful because you got to learn what it feels like, what it looks like to be more in your feminine energy and to cultivate that so that you can actually use your masculine to your advantage because it's coming from a place of desire, not from lack, not from unworthiness. And then you can create from that solid foundation. You can create from a place of joy, from a place of passion, from a place of love, right? You can do that and get to your goals. Like, way easier, way faster, way better than the way that you were doing. And we have to stop giving labels to things. Like I found that when I was giving labels of like, this is feminine, this is masculine, everything is neutral. Okay, in this world, in the universe, like everything is neutral. There's an equal amount of positives in something as there's an equal amount of negatives in something. So if we just get rid of labels of like, this is masculine, this is feminine, it really just allows you to be more of yourself and not feel restricted because you can have a quality like drive and ambition. Like I definitely do. But that doesn't make me more masculine. That's just a quality and a trait that I have. And as long as it's true and authentic to me, then I am truly in my feminine essence. Like that is truly me. The only reason why we feel like that's masculine or whatever is because we're not unconditionally loving ourselves, because we're not allowing our feminine is who we are. We're not allowing her to express herself and really be herself because we think it's labeled as a masculine thing. So then we like, I don't want to be too much in my masculine. Again, if it's coming from a place of desire, I really want to hone this in for you guys, then it is feminine. And you want to pay attention to that. It's like something I want you guys to start paying attention to is that is this action that I'm taking coming from a place of desire, or is it coming from a place of I should energy of like this is going to get me a certain outcome, and if I don't have that outcome then I'm not going to be okay, right? Desire is just pure love, it's expansion, it's overflow, and lack is coming from a place of I don't have. It's coming from a place of unalignment, of a place of like just not feeling like your true authentic self and who you. If anything's from a place of lack, I'm like, don't fucking do it. And especially if like in human design, if you're familiar with that and you are an emotional authority bitch, you need to master your emotions. That's another topic for another day. So I'm currently in emotional mastery like training and with my mentor, and it's been a motherfucking roller coaster, but man, when you really master your emotions, you are able to be in control of your emotions. Ooh, life is literally at your fingertips, bitch. Okay, anyways, what I'm trying to get at is that this is the key to actually feeling more safe in your life, is to be able to develop that inner masculine within you, and also to recognize like when your masculine is in overdrive. Usually it's coming from a place of just not feeling seen and heard because you are not seeing and hearing yourself. Also comes from a place of emotional unavailability where you're just not being there for your emotions. You're not like being available for your emotions. You are kind of being more avoidant. And that can also be because you're doing that to yourself. A lot of like the world is simply a reflection of your inner world. And I know that there's a lot of nuances to this. And this is why we have this podcast to like help you navigate through life in a way that feels more aligned. But essentially, when you cultivate your inner masculine, like the qualities, I want you guys to think about like, what do you think masculine is? Like for me, I think of providership, I think of leadership, I think of strength, I think of power, I think of protection. I think of trust. I think of authority. I think of when I'm around a man, like even my dad, I just like, I'm taken care of. Like I feel so relaxed. And I'll like notice for me personally that I usually start to feel more at ease. And that's just like that natural polarity that happens biologically. But if you really pay attention, you'll notice your energy shift when you're around a masculine man. And healthy masculine is what I mean, because there are men that are not in their masculine, but that's like their wounded parts, right? And so it's also important to pay attention to that because, again, we're cultivating our inner masculine. There's a law that I'm going to put you guys onto, and this law is going to help you with this exercise that I'm going to give you in a minute. And this law is called the law of the inside out voice. And what it basically states, in essence of what it is that any type of accusation that you make of how you think someone is being or what they're doing, or any type of judgment that you're making about somebody else, is you basically doing that as well. Like literally inside out voice, right? Remember when I said inside out world? I want you guys to pay attention to the men in your life and also the men in the outside world. And I want you to pay attention to your thoughts. I want you to start to notice the qualities and traits that you notice in men, right? Also the judgment or the accusations that you may have around how you feel like the men are being, because a lot of times your awareness of what you notice and your judgment is often telling you something about yourself. It's showing you something about yourself. Because first of all, when you're noticing things in people, you wouldn't be like able to notice it if you didn't have that in your awareness, if you didn't have that in your consciousness, it wouldn't exist. Like, it is scientifically, metaphysically proven that everything is nothing and nothing is everything, and that nothing exists until you perceive it. So, again, anything you notice in men, some way, somehow, you either have it somewhere in your life in the way that you show up with it. Like, it doesn't have to be the exact same, but you have that. Like, you have that awareness. It's there, it's somewhere in your life. And then your judgment is usually how you feel like they're being, or the qualities and traits is you judging yourself in some way, is showing you how you have that too. So let's say that you feel like a man is undisciplined. You feel like he has people pleasing tendencies, right? Just an example. Well, that is basically telling you that somewhere in your life, you also feel undisciplined. You also feel like you have some people pleasing tendency, whether you're aware of it or not. Like, you also have that. And so I want you guys to start writing down a list of all the qualities and traits that first you observe in men, and that you feel like even being a match for. Like, what kind of men are you attracting in your life? And how do you feel like they're treating you? That's going to tell you a lot about how you treat yourself, but then also the qualities and traits that you notice in them. Those are some of the qualities and traits that you want to develop in your internal masculine energy. Of, okay, if he's undisciplined, you want to be disciplined. If you feel like he has people pleasing tendencies, you want to be the opposite. You want to be more authentic, more in your power, right? These are the things that you want to pay attention to. And I just want you guys to start there. I feel like this is going to be enough for you to start to develop more of that internal masculine energy by showing up as the opposite. Now, don't overwhelm your nervous system, okay? You want to shift one habit at a time. So pick the one that stands out to you the most and start there. And little by little, you can start redeveloping your masculine again. But remember what I said is you want to do things from a place of desire, your true feminine energy, which creates this just beautiful, like, wholeness and fullness and richness about you, and moving from that place of alignment when you have that peace in place. And I want you to pay attention to that versus lack. And if you want to take it a layer deeper and really get to, like, what beliefs are in the way of me actually feeling safe to be this way or take this action, me feeling safe to be more disciplined in my life, or me feeling safe to, like, not have people pleasing tendencies, right? Then you just want to play the why game. It's my favorite game to play, to, like, figure out my limiting beliefs. It really gets down to, like, the root of a lot of things is just asking yourself why, and keep asking yourself why until you feel like this is it. Like, until you feel like there is no more why that I can ask here. And that is going to really help you figure out the limiting beliefs if you do want to take that step further. But first, we got to see what's going on, and we got to be aware of what are the qualities, what are the traits that I notice in men and in the men that I'm attracting, and then my judgment of those traits and qualities, as well as my judgment in the way that they're being, is some way a way that I'm being towards myself. And this is the motherfucking key to finding that balance between your masculine and your feminine energy, and really being able to create that beautiful manifestation that you're looking to birth and create into the world. You need both, but this is a way where you're not shutting off your masculine completely anymore. You're not afraid of your masculine anymore, of, like, being in that deep end anymore like you were. You have that balance because you have your feminine there, and then you're going to develop that relationship that you have with your masculine to allow it to flourish. That is it, my friend. I know today's episode was short, juicy, pussy. Did I just say that? Yeah, I did. That was funny. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm just so grateful you guys are here. Like, you guys give me purpose. You guys give me a reason to share all of this. Like, I know I don't have to, But the fact that you guys are tuning in and you guys are implementing this info in your life, please let me know if you are. Like, I'd love to know how this info is changing your life because it gives me life. It gives me just a zest of like, wow, like this is not just only working for me, it's working for a lot of people. And I know it is because we're all coming from the same source. We just need to get more of these higher frequency information and tools out there in the world so that more and more people can start creating a life that they really, really love and obviously start to look hotter, feel healthier, and be happier. And I just want to quickly remind you guys again that my one on one sessions are available to apply in the description box below. I am taking in 2 spots for free sessions in exchange for a video testimonial. So if you guys are open to that, you guys want some help with your hair or any stress related symptom that you're experiencing in your body or mentally, then I'm here to help you guys. And if you haven't left me a review, leave me a 5-star review because it really helps get the podcast more out there of people just like you and I that are looking for this information, that need this information to really transform their lives. And it means a lot. It means a lot to me that you guys love this show, that you guys are really taking in the gold. And hit me up on Instagram. Let's connect. All the details are in the description box below. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.